and with us today we have Morgan Berman with Rolling Harvest by MilkCrate. Morgan is an internationally recognized and award-winning entrepreneur and the founder and CEO of MilkCrate. MilkCrate is an award-winning mobile platform with a unique way to create affordable and easy-to-launch apps for volunteers, students, and community members.
Thank you for having me, Nicole. Rolling Harvest is the app we're here to talk about. And Nicole did a great job of introducing me, so I won't even bother with that. My one claim to fame I'll mention is I'm a new pandemic mom, but luckily she is napping, so hopefully we won't get interrupted. Jamie McKnight is the program director for Rolling Harvest, and she's with us on the chat, so we will also be able to hopefully hear from her later if she wants to answer any questions as well. So Rolling Harvest Food Rescue, this is a wonderful local organization in Philadelphia. They partner with local farmers, making it easy for them to share their food. They have volunteers that pick up, do gleaning work on the farms and then deliver that to different distribution sites. So the problem that Jamie came to us with was, and this is a quote I asked her for, she said, "We wanted to find a way to immediately reach all available volunteers with events and find a way to document their time and efforts without a paper trail." Our next slide, So the solution that they were looking for and that we were able to create was an app that has made it easy to notify all volunteers in an event or action with a push notification. It's immediate with as much or as little information as we need. You will always have volunteers who choose not to move into the 21st century with technology, but for those that want to join the party, our new volunteer app is worth it. So you can see here on the screen, there's a screenshot of the home page. We'll get into some actual more images of that in a moment. So the way that the app is used, it's specifically for the volunteer opportunities and calls to action for their nutrition team. And this is actually a testimonial from one of their users who submitted this. She said, "I really like the feature of being able to directly message a volunteer through the app. This certainly comes in handy when this is Jamie. She said, this certainly comes in handy when an event is canceled at the last minute. No need to look for email addresses or phone numbers to text, just go straight to the app and send a direct message." So this is very much helped with communication with volunteers. So the way that they send a push notification is they log into the admin dashboard through the MilkCrate system, and they just fill in the information. They target which group of people they want to send it to, whether it's all users or a specific subset of the users, and they're able to send that notification that shows up on everybody's phone. And when they click on that, it can actually open a specific page in the app, like a specific volunteer opportunity in the event calendar or some other piece of information inside of the app. The way that it works from the user perspective, on the home screen, you can see all the way on the left, that's where they can have kind of customized the look and feel of their app, including the button that opens up the event calendar. There's the activity feed where you can see what people are posting and sharing. There's a chat feature where you can communicate with the Rolling Harvest staff or other volunteers. Each user has their own profile, and then there's the navigation where all the other features are accessible. It's available for iOS and Android, so very important to make it available for both platforms. And the way users create an account, they just enter in an email address and a password. They're able to select from different segments, and this is really useful to be able to have different types of categories for them. The way that they organize their users is by location. They also ask for additional information like what kind of vehicle do you have, which has been helpful for them to kind of think about what type of volunteer work someone might do for them. And the way that they sign up is to click a shift at the time that they see available in the event calendar. Once they can also add that directly to the calendar on their phone. They're able to actually check in using the GPS of their phone, which proves that they were there at that time and place. And again, like I said, they can add it to their calendar. And they will get points. So the whole system is gamified. So a user is earning points. They're progressing on the leaderboard. There's even the option to set goals and have competitions if that's desirable. So once someone's checked in and it's verified that they're there, they're also able to have a survey. So Jamie or another admin, if they wanted to ask questions about how was your volunteer experience or how much food did you collect or what kind of food or anything else, you could have a whole survey that gets prompted after someone has checked in and collect that qualitative information from your volunteers. The admin dashboard, the place where she's able to enter in all of this information and keep track of all of her users, is all here. So you can see there are 284 volunteers that are using the app. So this is where you can log in and add an event, a volunteer shift, or some other thing that you want to show up in the app, whether it's a survey, a poll question, an activity, a piece of content into a resource directory. Maybe you have a guide for volunteers or something. You want to add more content in there. All of that happens in here. You're able to see how many people have registered, how many spots are left, if you want to turn something on or off. So all of that happens in here. And the different types of segments. So it's really important often with a program to have different types of users. So for Rolling Harvest, their location, their vehicle size, when they're available, the type of work that they're doing as a volunteer, you're able to provide different types of user experiences based on that role inside of the app and the organization, and being able to message them in some different types of content based on that role so that the right volunteers are getting the right information or the right communications. Being able to see all user activity and being able to filter for it. So you can see this is just kind of a running list that you can then filter at the top to see who's doing what when. Promoting it is definitely something that we're working on. So on their website, we have a QR code. We're also creating a landing page that's going to explain more information about how the app works and how, if you're interested in volunteering, you should download the app as kind of your first step. So using that as kind of like the beginning step in becoming a volunteer with Rolling Harvest. So the way that this app is built, as this was mentioned, is actually on a platform called MilkCrate, and that's my company. And what we do is we help nonprofits build templated mobile apps so that they can launch an app in a few months and for a few $1,000s instead of spending years and tens of or hundreds of thousands of dollars. We want to make mobile apps accessible and affordable for nonprofits. The architecture, you can read more about it on here if you're interested, but basically these are native React Native apps with an admin dashboard that's a web interface. And we're going to be deploying a web user experience hopefully by the end of the year as well. If you're interested in learning about the features and the way that this all works, you can go to milkcrate.tech, but basically we have ready to go plug and play features where you can then set goals and upload content and update and track your app, as I showed in the Rolling Harvest example. And something I'm really excited to share is that since we've been working with Jamie, she's actually connected us to other gleaning volunteer initiatives and other kinds of food rescue and food access and social justice organizations. So we've actually started creating a wait list for a gleaning volunteer app to make it even faster and easier for organizations to deploy something like what Jamie did with Rolling Harvest. So if you're interested in learning more about that specific type of program, milkcrate.tech/gleaning, we have a wait list to start working with more gleaning volunteer programs so that they can use this kind of great use case that we did with Rolling Harvest and deploy it for more organizations across the country. Thank you so much.